see everybody.
Good to see you too.
Come on in.
Welcome to Mobilize Baltimore.
Yep. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the best.
Welcome to
What up?
Mobilize Baltimore.
Yeah.
How many have been to Mobilize Baltimore before? You guys are all
Wow.
okay. Most of you are new.
That's good.
So Mobilize Baltimore is always a vibe. So the last time we did Mobilize Baltimore was May 2020, 1 week before the entire world shut down. We had over, I think it was like 175 people to sit and talk about what's happening in Baltimore, why it's important, and how to get in the game, because you guys know that is our MO. So it's usually kind of an afternoon. We usually do a little shindig in the evening because I like to have a good time. But after that, we got shut down, right? It's been about over a year and a half since the last time that we've done Mobilize Baltimore, and really wanted to do it big. Yes, so we're kicking off with VIP Day, of course, where we have all of these folks on this bus ready to take them all around Baltimore to show them what's happening, what's coming.
And just checking out all the cool stuff that's happening throughout Baltimore. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really great weekend. Can't wait. I talked to Jason for our first stop. So he has his whole team, you know how they do. So Mason Dixon's always on point. So they have like some tables set up or like some informationals about other projects. And then they also, so they're excited to show us the super block. They're gonna walk us around, and then they'll have some tables with some information.
I'm getting chills, like it really does, because we put in so much work and effort. Yeah, we want to make sure we have those connections and we share those things with you guys.
Like the heart of the African American district for business and entertainment, we don't have a downtown park. Why don't we just create one? I didn't do it by myself. I got 2 partners. One that had done a hotel and entertainment concept, one that had done club and residential. And then I that understood the community development and the fact that we needed to invest in black and brown people to bring back this black and brown entertainment district. Watched and I've traveled, I've absorbed a lot of knowledge from other cities and what they've done well, but also what they did in Europe. They built the old into the new, and they kept the historic value of all of these properties. Reeds, we're planning to turn this into a performing arts center. Next week I have a meeting with Morgan State University because I think it'd be cool if Morgan State actually runs the facility that they fought to integrate. So President Wilson and I are going to have a good conversation about how to integrate the universities, the HBCUs that we have in the city to invest, but also bring in Morgan investors that can invest in this with us.
So one of the challenges you'll hear, Baltimore is losing population because middle-class black people are leaving for a number of reasons. Taxes, the schools, services, crime, all of that kind of stuff, which is true, but we also have to remember that folks are making those choices after 2 and 3 generations of trying. If a child has to walk past 29 vacant properties on their way to school, they've already failed the first grade. Not because there's anything innately wrong with the child, but that the conditions that the child will have to navigate in order to be successful are almost insurmountable. We did so much that Maryland in 1840, in the period of enslavement, because mind you, Baltimore had the largest population of free Africans during the period of enslavement anywhere in what we know as the US. We were doing so well. We do so good that they had to create a series of laws to keep us from getting money. And I think it's interesting that the blacksmiths would leave us a message. This is our ancestors talking to us. We were here, the wealth of Baltimore, everything you see, all that wealth on the port was created through the blood and labor of our ancestors. And so when we talk about doing this work, like going back and fetching and correcting, it's key that we must know the history. We raised, at this point, $100,000. We've paid the tax debts of 61 homeowners.
When I say walkthrough, it's really a light kind of peek in. First one that we haven't started. So here we are at our next rehab that we're gonna start very soon. So we're in East Baltimore right now, and you can see behind me the deterioration is pretty big. Some of the house has collapsed, the flooring has collapsed, but we're gonna fix this one up. So we're gonna start with the demo, we'll get into framing, then we'll move into getting all the MEPs in before we put the walls up and start painting and go into those finishing touches. We identify it on the first pass just to make sure that there's enough historic fabric that we can do the house and get the thing, and then we bring a historic consultant in. So we do have a consultant who we work with, and we'll bring him in and he'll kind of point things out to us as well, say what we can, what we can't do, and then he'll help us with the application. Because the historic folks want to know exactly what the house is going to look like once it's finished.
How do I get there? It might be time for you to take a year's sacrifice, buy a multifamily property, live next to your tenant, and take all the cash that you would have paid at wherever you're renting, and that goes into account that you pretend it does not exist. We are walking through one of our properties actively in the construction process. This one has been framed out, has electrical, plumbing, the HVAC is all there, so you can kind of see behind the walls before we close things up at the property we're at right now.
If the buyer comes in and they want to select options and modify their house and make it their own, at what point? For us, once the drywall's up is when we start having people walk through. Especially in this market where it's a seller's market, they can walk through. Once the drywall's up, you can really feel how the house is going to feel. So now we're heading to our large development, Eager Landing. Super excited about this one. It's going to be about 49 brand new houses. Some are single family, some are duplexes, so it'll be 60 total units. For this project, we had to win it through a competitive RFP. So the city of Baltimore worked with a quasi-nonprofit to issue an RFP. There were people bidding on it from inside Baltimore, large developers from outside of Baltimore. I'm talking about the big boys and girls who really do this. But the city saw what we were doing. They saw our team that we put together. They felt our power, and they said, you know what? We want these guys to take it and these gals to take it. So we're excited about this larger development that we'll be checking out very soon in the heart of Eager Park. Drum roll, please. We're gonna go to Eager Landing. Woo, it's like the Disney World of development. No.
So for our last stop, we are here at Eager Landing, where we are showing our new development project, 49 new construction homes right in Eager Park.
We're excited about this one. It's got all kind of different elements to it. This will be a full-out development that the city decided we were the right team to build. So we got these vacant houses that we got to take care of, right? We're working with the city. They said that once we get control of the land, this will be gone. So, you know, we're gonna hold them to that. But right here, you can see Johns Hopkins Hospital starts right there, right? Beautiful. There's a playground right here. Behind you, there's a community garden. There's a Starbucks, there's a pizza shop, there's a sub shop, there's all kind of apartments, there's a Walgreens, there's restaurants, beautiful amenities. There's Henderson Hopkins School, which is the first new school built in East Baltimore in the last like 25 years or something. And everybody who moves into our houses, they're priority 1 out of 5 to move into the schools, to have their kids attend this K-8 brand new school, right? So a very Class A popular area for us to build. We've been working on this, like manifesting this for years.
If not us, then who, right? And so as we developed this project, it was how do we bring back legacy residents? This area was a very big for displacement in the city, done by the city and Hopkins and all of these folks who were all together. And so a lot of people are pushed out. And so what we're trying to do in this project is bring people back So it gives us an opportunity to do what we say and what we do all the time, but do it on a bigger stage with larger opportunity, and be able to really change the narrative on what it looks like to truly develop the city at that level. And so that is the vision and the goal for this project, is to challenge what people think about when they think about development and new construction, and be able to, again, bridge the gap between this community and others, so people know and feel welcome. There's a lot of other new construction places where folks feel like you're in a bubble and the community doesn't feel like it's theirs and they can't participate. We want to make sure that that's not the case for our project. So that's the goal.
And let's mobilize Baltimore. Make sure you come to the next one because we have a blast.